when you say no, it's opening up the door of yes and other possibilities in other areas. If you're a busy working mom or just a busy mom, this episode is for you. Today, we're talking 7 traps that may be keeping you stuck and wasting your time as a busy working mom. Now, I don't know about you, but once I looked at this list, there were probably multiple items or traps that are on this list that I was doing in the past. And once I became aware of them, it was really easy to step away from them and get rid of them for good. So you're going to want to make sure that you stay until the end because the last one might just be the best one. The first trap that is keeping you stuck and wasting your time is none other than procrastination. Now, putting off important tasks can lead to last minute stress, unneeded stress. I don't want any more stress in my life than I have to have, and wasting so much time. So try breaking tasks that you have into smaller, bite sized, manageable pieces and tackle them in a shorter time period that's going to help you kind of take one small bite at a time. They say, how do you eat an elephant? It is one bite at a time. So procrastination can come in the form of many different things. It can come in doing other busy work. It can just be putting things off to the very last minute and doing other things that you think are important but aren't in the moment. There's so many different forms of procrastination. You have to figure out what yours is so you can identify it and stop repeating that same behavior. So I want to share with you a few other forms of procrastination. So we have the perfectionist. If you're always trying to make things perfect, you probably fall into this form of procrastination. We also have the dreamer, and the dreamer is they dream about making their ideal plans and taking action, but they never take action on it. The other type of procrastinator that we have is the avoider. Do you avoid doing the things that you know that you need to do and you put off work because you're afraid to be judged by others? The next one is the crisis maker. This is deliberately pushing back work and waiting until the last minute and saying that you have more time and you have other things that need your time and attention, and you are just constantly in this like crisis mode, right? And then the final one is the busy procrastinator, like we spoke about, which is you have trouble choosing where you're putting your time, right? And you're like, I'm just going to do all these busy things, and that's going to keep me busy and keep me stuck and away from doing the thing that I know I need to do. So which one of these are you? And again, this is just one of those traps that is going to constantly keep you stuck, keep you wasting your time and away from hitting those big goals and dreams that you know you want to go after. The second habit that is keeping you stuck and wasting so much of your time is lack of planning. Now, without having a clear plan and a schedule or an outline, it's going to be really hard to stay on track. And as a matter of fact, you're probably losing track of time. You're probably losing track of all of the really important things that you need to do. So, lack of planning is something that most people they fall into this trap because number one, they have so much going on, but if you just did a little bit of planning, it would alleviate probably at least half of all of the just distractions and things that pop up for you in a day because you have a plan in place. This is something that I see with my clients all the time. They're like, I have all these things to do as a mom and in my business and with my kids and for my house and travel and planning all the things, but there's no plan in place. So planning your day in advance. I have so much YouTube video content on this. Plan your day the night before. This can help you stay on track and prioritize. And this is one of the big things that we talk about. And I share with you the actual systems, strategies, and give you the support inside the High Performance Accelerator Academy. So if you have never heard of this before, or if you are here and you've been hanging out with me on the Slay Your Day podcast, you have got to come and join us inside the High Performance Accelerator Academy. These are other high performance women who are prioritizing their businesses businesses, their relationships, their health, and also their self-care. Like I am a woman who also wants to prioritize getting a massage, doing my hair, my nails, looking and feeling really good, exercising. But I can't do that if I'm not prioritizing. And I really, really encourage you that if you're not planning or you have this lack of planning going on in your life, get around other women who are doing this really well and also prioritizing this. And this is what you can do when you step inside the High Performance Academy, because every single one of these women are doing this. They're prioritizing the systems, the strategies, and the support in their businesses, in their homes, in their personal and self-care. So again, I encourage you to come join us. You can check out the link at sandraglandt.com/HPAA special. And this is something that only the Slay Your Day listeners get because you are here in this community. So I can't wait to see you inside. Lack of planning is no longer going to be your Achilles heel, because we're going to lay it all out for you inside the High Performance Accelerator Academy. And you're going to see how easy it can be. Like if you're someone who doesn't like planning and schedules and you just feel overwhelmed by it, I promise you, it will be so easy, because we're going to break it down. It will be fun. It'll be easy. And you will see actually how much time you get back, how much more productive you are, and how it completely changes your life. So I will see you inside of the Academy, www.sandraglandt.com/HPAA special. I'll see you inside. So the third trap that is keeping you stuck and wasting so much of your time is multitasking. And I don't know if you ever heard of this before, but when you multitask, you don't have your full attention on the thing that you need. Therefore, it's not getting done to completion, or it's not being done the way that it could be done if you had your full attention on it. Now, when you're trying to juggle so many things at once, it actually decreases, that's right, decreases your productivity, and it can lead to mistakes. And it's not a good idea. Now, for me, I have some really great other ideas for smart multitasking. This could be while you're driving in the car, listening to the Slay Your Day podcast, while you're doing the dishes or the laundry, or just kind of like cleaning up around your house, listening to a podcast, a YouTube video, an audiobook. These are all really smart ways to do smart multitasking. But if you're trying to do two important things at once, there's so much room for error and mistakes that aren't necessary, that you don't need to have. So I'm just going to tell you, focus on one task at a time, follow it to completion, get it done, and move on. The fourth trap that is keeping you stuck and wasting so much of your time is overcommitting. So when you overcommit and you say yes to things that you know you shouldn't have said yes to in the first place, that is overcommitting. When say yes and you have all of these obligations and now all of a sudden they're all piling up, this is what saying yes to too many things looks like. Now, if you are a people pleaser, you probably find yourself falling into this category because you don't want to say no to other people, and you feel like as you say yes to someone else, you might be doing them a favor. But the reality is when you overcommit, you are saying no to other things that you really want to show up for. So I challenge you to look at really where you want to show up and what are your priorities. And by doing this, it'll be much easier to say no to things that you know don't serve you, or you really don't want to be at in the first place, and then saying yes to other opportunities that are going to open more doors and opportunities, relationships that you do want to be in and that you do, want to actually say yes to. So the overcommitting piece can be hard in the beginning. It can be hard to, say no in the beginning. But what I find is that, as you learn to set boundaries, this is something that is going to be so healthy for you. And when you say no, it's opening up the door of yes and other possibilities in other areas. So figure out and kind of hone in on what your core foundational pillars are in your life: family, your health and wellness, or your fitness, your business. Like figure out what those are, your home, your travel, whatever it is. And anything outside of that, figure out what boundaries you're going to put in place. And that's really going to help you to say no to the areas, the people, the places, the things that aren't fully serving you, so you can say yes to what really matters most. Now, the fifth habit that is keeping you stuck and trapped and wasting so much of your time is neglecting your own self care. This is something that for high performers sometimes is really hard to do because this self-care piece of it sometimes cannot always feel like it's giving us that immediate result that we want. For instance, sleeping in, taking an extra hour to really fuel your body with the rest and recovery that it needs, taking a bath or a hot shower, or going and giving yourself a pampering day at the spa. Like it can feel, and I have felt this way before, that when I go get a massage or when I go take care of myself, like I'm wasting time. That's what it has in the past felt like for me. Like I haven't earned it, or I haven't been able to like I have to earn it to get it. Like that is something that has played in my mind in the past. And what I found is that the more I neglect my own self-care, the more I don't show up fully for others in my life, whether it's my business, my family, my husband, my kids, my community. Like I'm not giving the best of myself. So I've kind of gotten away from this idea of like, I have to earn it, because self-care doesn't need to be earned. It's something that we need. Self-care isn't selfish. It's something that fuels us to become the best wives and business owners and mothers possible. Like I remember when, my kids were really little, like newborn stage. And man, self-care could have just been like having a hot cup of coffee that day or taking a hot shower. But I've kind of gotten to this point where I'm like, having a hot shower or like going to the bathroom by myself is not a delicacy. Like that is just a need that all of us, like foundational needs that we need to have. So like, I'm not talking about going to the bathroom by yourself, taking a hot shower, or anything like that, because those are just like the basic foundational needs. I'm really talking about giving yourself that above and beyond time to pamper yourself, to take care of yourself, to feel like you don't need to just earn it, like you get to have that. And what I love to do is once a week, give myself kind of like this pampering spa experience in my home. So I'll kind of walk you through what that looks like. So we do have a sauna in our house. So my flow of like a full self-care, maybe like 2 hour day looks like, is I get my 30-minute workout in, maybe sometimes an hour, depending on how much time I have. I go sit in my sauna for 20 minutes and I'm like sweating out all my toxins. I get myself my element water, which, or my, actually now I'll drop a link. We have some amazing 10x Health similar to like the sea salt waters that I love the flavors. So you should definitely grab some of those. I'll drop a link below. So get myself refuel, rehydrate myself. And then I go upstairs to my bathroom. I draw myself a bubble bath with some Epsom salt, and I'll put some like lavender in there. I'll do a full kind of like facial routine, self-care, hair mask, face mask, like the whole thing, dry brushing, and just sit in the tub for like 20 minutes. I'll do some reading and then, go in the shower, do a quick, shower, hair wash, the whole body thing, scrubs and lotions. And it just like feels so good, right? It feels so good to have like the lotions and the oils and really like indulge in self-care. Now, I have put some of my favorite links for my self-care, like the products, the oils, the diffusers, the hair masks, things like that. I've put this in my Amazon store. So I will also link this in the show notes and in the description below, so you guys can check those out. It's just like simple things like the oils, the hair masks, face masks, even some of my favorite workout, bands and weights and things like that. Because to me, all of that is self-care. The workouts, the body oils, the dry brushing, like that doesn't need to be something that we need to earn. That can be something that is just part of a routine to take care of you and make you feel good. So I'm going to put my favorites in the info below, and you can check those out. And I am giving you the permission, not that you need it, but I'm giving you the permission slip that says, go do something for yourself today. A happy, well-rested, well-fed mama, woman, wife is going to make everyone in her life, including herself, so much happier. So you, not only do you deserve it, but you should go do this and make it a beautiful ritual that you do for yourself at least once a week. Okay, the sixth habit or trap that is keeping you stuck and trapped and wasting so much of your time. I wish I could scream this one from the mountaintops. This is probably one of the most important ones. Most people don't do this. It is not delegating. Now, I have an entire episode on this about what I delegate and outsource in my business and in my home. And this is probably a great place to start to give you some ideas on what you can start outsourcing and delegating. But I'm going to give you a few of my favorites that I, at this point, feel like I couldn't live without and that buy me back so much time. Buy me back time in my business to make more money, buy me back more time with my family to show up as a present wife and mom and date nights and day dates with my kids and just really get that intentional time together. So a few of my tried and true and favorites are having someone come in to clean our house. Now, look, I will also say that I know I'm going to get this feedback where people are going to say, Sandi, I can't afford it. I'm just not at the point in my business where I can do this. I promise you, when you change the thought and the patterns that you tell yourself about affording it or not affording it or being able to do it or not being able to do it, you will buy yourself back so much more time. You will afford yourself so much more time because now you're showing up in the places, in the money-making moves that I like to call them, in the needle-moving activities that will buy you back more time in your business to make more money to afford these things that now you get to have both. You get to have the clean house and the successful business that's profitable. You get to have the time with your kids and people that are on your team that are supporting you and supporting that next level of growth and business. So I'm going to give you a few examples. So delegating the house cleaning, delegating the laundry and the dry cleaning. If you're in South Florida, you have got to reach out to my friends over at Sudsies. They're giving you $50 for your first dry cleaning laundry services. All you have to do is tell them Sandi50 as the code or on the website, and that will get you your first $50 gift card where you can use it for any of their services. So dry cleaning is a big one. We've been using Sudsies for over 11 years. We love them. Always amazing, great VIP service. So check them out. Delegating in my business, my video editing, any of my podcast editing, any of my long form video content, I always outsource that. My social media, I have someone on my team that does my social media Slay Your Day content for the Slay Your Day official page. I have also someone on my team that does like all the onboarding of the new clients, that does all of really kind of like the internal back end systems of like the landing pages, any of the billing or the payments, any emails that need to go out talking about events coming up or specials or promos. So there's so much that I feel like, and we are a small but mighty team. I don't have like 10 people on my team. There's about 4 of us, and they're not even full time. So between the 4 of us, we are able to run this organization, this business, and make this something that I feel fully supported. Like I will be out with my kids at the beach or at the park or at a soccer game, and I see emails are going out and new clients are being onboarded or content is going out. And that means the machine is working. So if you don't have this right now, I would say figure out all the areas that you would like that support, where you would like that delegation or that outsourcing, and pick one and start there. And it can be in your home with your laundry or your dishes or your house cleaning, or it can be with your team and bringing someone on from like a Fiverr or an Upwork, where they come on for just a couple hours a week even to support you with some just extra support, editing, video, tech, landing pages, all the things. I mean, there's so much that we do as entrepreneurs, but getting that support is a huge, huge piece of it. So I encourage you to get that person in your business today, because one step will allow you to take the next and then the next, and then you'll see how much time and money it's actually going to create for you. Okay, the 7th and final trap that is keeping you stuck and wasting so much of your time is having unnecessary distractions. So I don't know about you, but when I work, I like to turn off the notifications, be plugged into the one thing that I'm doing. So if I'm doing a video, if I'm working with a client, if I'm working on maybe some trainings for my clients, whatever it is, it's really, really important that you don't have all the buzzes and the distractions and the social media and the emails. Like, I don't know, again, I don't know about you, but like for me, social media can be something that is a trap that is very easily something that I can fall into once I get on it, right? If I'm like, okay, I know I've got a window of like 10 or 15 minutes in between a call or in between, it could even be like cooking in my kitchen. And if I get on social, I could get sucked into that rabbit hole. So a great thing to do is to set a timer. A great thing to do is to give yourself a limit and give yourself a purpose for being on that platform, or give yourself a purpose for and a timestamp to be answering your emails. Even better, when we were talking about the delegating and the outsourcing, have someone on your team go through your emails, go through your content, and only keep in there what you need to see, what you need to respond to. Auto responders are great, but some of these distractions, we're so used to having them that they're just a part of our daily lives. So I really want you to look at where these distractions are coming up, especially for my ladies that are working from home. I work at home, I have an office, I do close my door and I get the privacy. But the second I open that door, my kiddos are there. There's a distraction of the pantry, the snacks, the refrigerator, the doorbell ringing, my dog barking. Like there's so many distractions that you face. And even in an office, right? Like talking to your coworkers, going for coffee breaks that you don't need to have. There's so many things that can come up as distractions. And again, you have to know thyself, know what that Achilles heel is for you. It could be the social media, it could be emails, it could be your kids just being right outside your office, it could be your coworkers distracting you with conversations and gossip that you just don't need to get into. But like knowing what you need to do and then setting time aside for specific times to do those activities is a great way to not get sucked into that rabbit hole of getting into a distraction and then having it perpetuate into not just like 5 or 10 minutes, but like 20, 30, scrolling, conversations, coffee breaks, bathroom breaks, snack breaks, like all the things. And when you really think about it, there are so many distractions that we can fall into. And when you think about how much time that you're wasting when these distractions come up, it blows my mind because most people, they say most people, by the way, only get 3 to 4 hours of productive working time in a day. You guys, that's not even half of an 8-hour workday. This is why I tell you, you've got to get inside the academy, the High Performance Accelerator Academy, because I will show you how to work 3 to 4 hours a day, getting almost a full workday in just 3 to 4 hours, because that's what most people are doing anyway, but they just don't know how to leverage that time. They focus on the distractions. They're not looking at the big money moves. They're not looking at the needle movers, nor do they really know what they are. So if this is you and you find yourself falling into these distractions, falling into these time suckers, and all of these 7 time suckers and kind of not just habits, but distractions, you have got to get inside of this academy because it will change your world. It will change the way that you do business. It will change the way that you show up as a mom. But all of these distractions and all of these traps that are keeping you stuck and that are wasting so much of your time, there's such an easier way to reframe it and to have it work for you. So again, I highly encourage you to come join us inside the High Performance Accelerator Academy, because I will show you exactly how to get the right SOPs on board so you can have more time for yourself. An SOP is a standard operating procedure for everything that you do in your business, how to bring people on to support you, and how to get rid of these distractions. Because at the end of the day, when you are getting things done, it's really important that you are able to be supported, to have the growth. And make sure to subscribe to this episode, like and comment below. Let me know which one of these 7 distractions or time wasters that you find yourself doing. Comment below and let me know. And until next time, go out and slay your day.